Have you ever noticed, guys, how the other teams in the Neo Egoist League suck outside of the Blue Lockers? I mean, they are supposed to be the secondary teams of the top clubs in Europe. However, with the exception to BM, none of them seem to have a striker, in a show where the striker makes the team. This honestly has been eating up my brain lately, as outside of Ubers, who I would forgive for not having a striker, only Bastard Munich has a striker. And I mean, why is that? As I said, Ubers work in a different way, and they've shown the ability to score despite not having a striker like in their game against PXG. However, what about the other teams? First, in FC Barca we have Lara, who seems to be completely useless as he wasn't able to do anything but support Otoya and Bachira. Then in Manshine we have Agi, however I feel he is more interested in studying other players than to play for himself. And finally PXG, who actually don't have a striker, I mean without Ren and Shido, to whom Charles is even passing. This honestly makes no sense whatsoever. However, and since I've been thinking a lot about it lately, I actually came up with two theories. The first one is actually super infuriating. Every team here has a striker who is on the level of Lara and could not really compete with the Blue Lockers. This honestly would take away a lot from these teams because it honestly goes against what Ego said about World Class having better striker than Blue Lockers at that point after the U20 game. The second theory, however, makes somewhat sense, which is the fact that some of these strikers actually chose to not participate in the Neo Egoist League. As we learned from Kaiser, Noah and Loki, every player and master who participated in the Neo Egoist League actually did so with a personal motive, and this almost leads us to believe that some of the players did not choose to participate because they saw no merit in doing so. And honestly, this would kinda explain it, but to be honest, I really feel bummed out that we did not see any good striker other than Kaiser. But what do you think, guys, about this whole thing? Am I just tripping here, or did the writer actually forget about this point?